Hi, so I'm Andre Kent Jr., and I am the creator of the Family Wealth Management Plan for myself and for others. I created a universal family wealth management plan that starts at the top with a mommy and a daddy who each in their life, the mom and daddy, they each might have their own separate business. Each of them have a business for themselves. And then they have their own personal home. Then they get married. In my personal view, they should keep all of that. They get married. Then they put themselves through the church system that cleans them up, baptism, cleaning, and then they own their own church. And then they have kids afterwards. After they have kids, they get a family home, or while before they have kids, they get a family home together. I would not liquidate all of that other stuff. I'd keep it individually and separate. Then they have a family home where each of the kids is responsible to bring back a high school diploma or the equivalent. And then as you grow up and the kids grow up, y'all start a family business where they're receiving benefits from it, all in hopes to open up their own home and manage the family business one day, but they have their own homes each as individuals. And then they have the family business where they're eating dividends off of, and they're making dividends and making finances off of, and over time you have a small family wealth of a fortune. But that's only the beginning part of the family wealth management plan. But I decided to create a family wealth management plan of something that I personally would follow, because so many people were worried about marriages and this, that, and other. And I'm like, with so many divorces, you should stop looking for so many marriages or looking for stuff. Start working on the stuff that you currently have. Because as your children get older, they're in competition with their parents and stuff in their own business, can't buy stuff, up under parental rule, doing stuff where the parents are not always right. So the parents, and then the parents that are so stuck on their child that they won't leave their child, they will never leave their child. They're a part of every single decision of their child. And it is annoying. These are parents that need to be at PTA meetings. They need corporate chaplains to separate themselves as a person from their child and their achievements. They're over possessive, doing too much. So I created a family wealth management plan that's universal for most families, and that is what I'm currently establishing. On my side of the world, I am up under the Williams family and a couple of other families. But I'm up under the family to where our wealth, including through the state system, like lesson plans and succession through school, and depending on what profession or degree that you have and how you can pass it down, what kind of assets you accumulate, including through awards and achievements and stuff over time, it can help so many families actually decipher from themselves separately from a business. There's a difference between personal and business, and most times in my profession, I've learned if you're successful at one, you're not successful at the other, and you think, well, that's my significant other that should bring that portion to my life. But I really don't agree. I don't agree. I feel like you need to keep it 100 with yourself, and then marry somebody that's 100. That way, when you're going up into and you start a business, you start working towards that 200% each. That way, when you have children, let's say if you're at 200% each, working towards 200. So let's say you and your spouse both each have your own business, both of y'all each have your own house, and then you both share the family home and family responsibilities of the family house. That's almost like 125% right there. So when you have a child together in the family home starts paying more for the children and what the children are doing and stuff. So you have more control. A lot of people do not have that control. So when it comes to, I can't afford this, I haven't done this, couldn't afford that. Well, he doesn't have the money for this, that, and other. We don't this, that, and you make a bunch of excuses and stuff in a court of law for making that many types of excuses because you haven't done what you're supposed to do, that's all the proof that I need necessary to have them confiscate assets and to have them confiscate wealth from people because they're not doing what they're supposed to do. They don't want to pay an advisor to do it. And since they don't want to pay an advisor to do it, don't want to pay a management team to do it, don't want to pay somebody else, they think, well, now that I don't have to do all that, but you've set everybody else back because you don't want to do that as the head of the family. You set everybody else back at that point. And since you set everybody else back, you're going to be met with aggression. You're going to be met with resistance. You're going to be met back with that same amount of force and blowback. Why? Because they don't think you're doing your job. You're so busy trying to be strong and independent. If you would actually pay people well to do their job accordingly, to take time off of your hands to do more things that you want to do, then you won't hold up everybody else in the line. So for myself on my wealth management plan, do you know what I found out through Ancestry? I ain't really find out through Ancestry.com, but that's how I look at it. You know, that I'm probably worth in the family about $560 million up under just my groups, anywhere from 560 million up to $1 billion. That's just on my side. If I took everything away and I was just an individual in my family, that includes multiple planes, multiple homes, multiple cars, and you're not talking about little cars, you're talking about Audi e-tron 2024, where since a lot of stuff is getting passed down through succession and stuff, and I get to upgrade, so I get to ask for what I want. And when I pass something down, normally you would think if AJ passes something down at his level, it's going to go right behind him. If I pass something down at my level, it go all the way to the top of the family, and then it trickles down. So with myself personally, I like purchasing nice stuff. I want like 5 Rolls Royce Cullinans. I want 5 Audi e-tron 2024. I want 3 GMC Yukon 2024 just for myself. And then I gifted my mom, Gloria, a GMC Yukon 2024, and my Aunt Beverly a GMC Yukon 2024. It's all in planning. My dad got 4 Alfa Romeros where he had to give one to a friend and he had to donate one, and the other 2 are his. And then I also bought multiple homes. I bought a home in Smithfield. I bought a home next to my alma mater. Each of my alma maters, I put a home next to my alma mater just in case I need to get a campus to my office or the school. I bought a Boeing 737 or 767, one of them. A luxury plane with the luxury interiors, and we are working to hold equity, and we own our own company, self-made, you know. So that's what I got through the family wealth management plan, you know, just in the way that I planned it out and the way that it looks. So if you were to compare it to Ancestry.com and the Williams family, I actually have all those assets, and in between both families, I'm worth about 290 million each or more, just as an individual, you know. So all together between my mom and dad's side, you know, and then not including, you know, how I say the crew all the time. When I say the crew, I mean my family, friends, extended crew, extend their immediate family and friends and stuff, you know. Kind of like, that's why I say it's like a family country club on one of our companies. But on just the personal assets of stuff that you will find through the church, or, you know, the things in the church, the assets generated by the church and stuff, I'm worth about 560 million to $1 billion, something like that. If I weren't to use the church offering, with the church offering budget that I have, you know, that remained over is about $25 billion at 0.55% APY, earn interest in a business account that I'm going to have to physically have the bank take out, and then I'm going to have to take it from the bank as a check and then write it back into the bank and put it in my personal account, and that's my entitlement. So through the family wealth management plan, that's about how much I'm at, anywhere from, just on my personal side, 560 million up to $1 billion at the moment. I rank